Ooh, ooh, hold on. Hold on. I didn't put music on today. I don't think I'll have music on today. Only because I'm trying a new setup. Trying to see. Oh, there's two of me. Interesting. Um, I'm trying a new setup and I'm trying to see if I can have a better view of the chat because what's happening is and this is just what's happening mainly because of using Restream and one of the reasons why I don't want to do it anymore. Um, I'm missing a lot of the messages in the chat and I see them so late and I haven't figured out why I'm not getting audio feedback from um oh, I'm not getting audio feedback from the systems when people either send a message or um I've gotten new follows and I've no idea until I'm done with the stream, which bugs me. I would love to thank people personally, directly. Look at the camera. Thank you. And sort of and let them know like I appreciate the follows. I appreciate the comments a lot. I know it definitely looks like I can talk to myself forever, and I pretty much could, but um the entire reason why I started streaming is to be able to have conversations and sometimes chat with people while I'm drawing. So, I guess for today, at least, I'm not gonna do music with pretzels. Sorry, pretzel. I'm sure you won't miss my lack of a subscription of your services. That's the truth. And then probably end of May once things have cooled down from my job because my job right now is kind of spicy, um, kind of fiery, very peppery. Once stuff at my job is a little easier to handle and less crazy and busy, I will really take a look at my setup. Um, Chances are I will stick to YouTube, but um, I will try to figure out why I'm not getting audio feedback because I would really like to get an audio feedback, some sort of feedback. Anyways, hi. I think I'm a minute. I was a minute late. I don't know. I was just really busy trying to make me some iced coffee in my super cool color changing 2022 Universal Orlando Studios Mardi Gras cup. Cheers. It's delicious. I brought. It's always nice when the coffee's cheap, especially in this economy. All right. So, speaking of coffee, what a segue. Oh my God, I'm getting better at this. I wanted to do another drawing, just self-advertising, because I am planning to open up a store sometime this summer. I gotta take care of all the back-end business stuff, which I have no idea what I'm doing. And I would like to, at some point in the summer, maybe open up a store selling prints and digital downloads and whatever. So, between now and then, I want to ramp up that marketing brain, I guess. And so this is what I was working on. It's just a cute little thing, but I guess I'll do a playback like I usually do. Because I did I did go over a lot and try a lot of different sketches. This is usually what you do when you're conceptualizing something. So I tried different poses, different concepts. I'm like, do I really want to make it all about coffee? Maybe not. And not because I don't like coffee, because coffee is going to be the platform where I'm going to sell my stuff. Um, but I want it to be more about me as an artist than about coffee, the platform. And I have a slight interruption. One moment. Everything's good. So I there it is. Now I can approve the request. Come on now, fat fingers. There we go. So that's what I got so far. Um, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to accentuate my gray hairs. That's something that the pandemic gave me is total confidence to rock my grays. You can kind of see them there. Pew, pew. They're totally mine, and I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with that. Um, but yeah, so I kind of wanted to do something that I could also do and use um for streaming as well. So this is gonna be like a little mishmash of things that I could either add on to or remove. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna add a layer of white because then instead of having to individually um, lower the opacity of the layers below, I can just increase the opacity of the white layer and then I don't have to see what's under. And then I could do something like is she drawing headphones? Yes, she is. And she's doing it wrong. This is what happens when you don't um, sketch, but some people are really good at that. Some people are so good at just drawing without sketching. I'm so jealous. I'll take hours sketching sometimes. You've seen me. No. Oh, so if you were here or if you watched last week's stream, last week I finished a fan art piece. And last week I also did some drawings from uh, a character generator. Oh, comes out of that one. So what I'm gonna do this week, and I guess going forward, just to make things a little more fun, interesting, and I want to hear from a lot of people and sort of interact a little more with the people that join. If you're able to comment, because I know what it looks like is that there are some viewers that don't have accounts, so people are just watching. And if some of those people are my family, thank you. Muchas gracias por el support, por su ayuda. Yeah, I may have family members watching, so I guess I won't cuss as much. Do have a potty mouth. Anyways, I'll actually add that. I think I added it last time, but I may make it a little different. There again. Nope, that one's not visible. Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna ask is that you keep it PG. PG-13. Let me rename them. Okay. I cut my bangs a little shorter than I wanted to. Now they keep getting in my eyes. Um, but yeah, so last week I worked on some fan art, I worked on some other stuff, and I will be now posting all of that stuff, including some um time lapses of the pieces that I'm working on. That stuff is going to go on Coffee. I'm really liking their service. Um, I know there was a pretty big, not publicized, unfortunately. Should have been. There was a pretty big. Oh, I'm blanking out on the word. What is the word? Boycott. Boycott of the Etsy platform. With good reason, because Etsy made a lot of profits in the past year, pocketed a lot of those profits, and then went ahead to increase the fees they take from sellers. Etsy has never really been a good platform for sellers, at least not for some time. Used to be pretty good, especially for independent creators. Unfortunately, they did start valuing profits, which I don't blame them as a company doing that. But I don't like the fact that even with all of those things, or knowing what their strategy clearly was, they went ahead and still sort of marketed themselves as a platform for creators, which it's not. They're another just selling platform. It's no different than eBay. It's no different than Amazon or any of the other multitude of platforms there are, because instead of accepting and taking accounts and seller accounts that were specifically, small crafting companies, or not crafting companies, crafters and makers and creators, they started catering for those people or those companies that just wanted to resell and buy giant lots of things overseas at crazy discounted prices, probably made in companies that don't really respect human labor that well, and probably don't have very good records of treating their employees, because their things are ridiculously cheap, and then reselling it on Etsy at prices really marked down. And because Etsy takes a cut for every sale made, for them, this is mostly a good way to make profit. These are people that are selling items, charms that you can buy a lot of 1,000, maybe on eBay or on Amazon or on AliExpress for, I don't know, $5, and then individually selling those items on Etsy for $5 a piece. And Etsy takes a cut every time. And instead of rewarding more makers and creators from using their platform, they just wanted to reap those benefits. So, I mean, that's a business. It's a good business. It's a profitable business. Don't blame them for trying to be profitable, but they're not a platform for creators. They're not. And in that sense, I think Coffee has done a really good job in becoming a platform for creators. I'm not entirely sure how true their claims are about being a platform by creators for creators. Like, I really don't know much about their company history, but they are really good. I mean, the fact that they offer plans, you can get a subscription plan as a creator and pay them a fee per month and use their platform to sell commissions and get memberships and do membership tier based offering and subscription based, and have a blog and sell items, and you don't get deducted a fee at all because you're paying them on a monthly basis. So they're not going to tack on an additional fee to that, which is incredible. And the fact that I can use the platform to sell commissions, it's great. Like, they're basically it from the looks of it, they're specifically targeting the needs of artists and creators. And that's I actually, before I even read up on the company, when I saw that when they started offering their premium plans, or I guess the Coffee Gold, I signed up for their plan blindly because I was like, well, it's not that much. I think they were offering at the time at 50% off for a yearly subscription. And if you registered at that time, you were going to lock in that price, which is a really good deal. And I think they had it for a limited amount of time. And I said, you know what? If I don't use it after a year, whatever, I lose out. I think it was like 60. I don't remember how much it was. May have been $60. Like if I don't use it after the year, that's $60 lost. But if I do and it works out, that's a very affordable way of handling and wait platform to manage my sales. I've done Fiverr and I've sold commissions that have gone for over $200 for buying price. And that's how much the buyer paid. And out of that, I got $60, which is it's ridiculous. I did that one time, never again, never returned to that platform. I mean, what a cut. I felt bad. And when the person found out how much I got from that, they offered me more money on this. And I'm like, listen, you paid what you needed to pay. I used the platform as a way to manage the services that I was offering, right? If I'm offering my skills as an artist to you, and I'm using this platform as a sort of like a management system, right? To take in the information as a collect that information. I paid for that service. They didn't need to pay me anymore. And I told them, please don't give me any more. Like, don't feel bad. Lesson learned on my end, right? But I was very happy when I saw Coffee offer that. And at the time when I signed up for them, they weren't offering commissions. Like that wasn't part of the plan at the time. They said it was on the pipeline and it was announced as a I guess as a feature that would be coming up, but it wasn't guaranteed. And I'm like, well, if they offer it, great. If they don't, they don't. You know, whatever. Not a deal breaker. At the time, I was using it mainly for. I think at the time they did have the. I mean, I already had them for a while, and I was just using them to collect tips, which I never got any. But actually, that changed recently. I did recently get my first tip, which I felt so excited for. Um, but it's I haven't put too much effort, which is why I'm doing this particular piece right now. I never really put too much effort in branding myself, or I guess I don't know. I say that and I feel and it's my guilt is showing. But the truth is, I haven't really devoted the time for it because I haven't had time. I've had a very busy end of the year, and I'm talking about end of 2021. Then we moved. Then my work sort of picked up unexpectedly. Got really busy really quickly. And it didn't really let down until recently. And even then, it's not that I say let down, but right now at my job, we're doing something that I've never done before. So I'm not feeling stressed out because I don't know what to expect. I know that if I had done the event that I'm working on right now, if I had done it in the past in this manner, maybe I would be a little more concerned and I would be a little more scared. But ignorance is bliss. So I'm not sweating it. I'm sort of taking day by day in stride and just doing what I can, doing what I'm asked to, just checking off those task boxes and just doing what I can. Eventually it'll all come crashing down and then I'll worry about it then. But until then, so yeah, I'm still sort of busy on the weekends, planning a nice little vacation in June. So I've been pretty busy. I haven't been focused on, hey, I'm gonna do my art. Hey, I'm gonna sell them a store. Hey, I'm gonna take some memberships. When that time comes, I'll be ready to go because I'm setting myself up now. Or at least that's the idea. Who knows? I may know, I may not know what I'm doing. I know I don't know what I'm doing, but I may be doing it right. I may not. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I put these here because I wanted to sort of use these colors. The coffee branding colors in the background. Right now outside it sounded like someone had a party time. This is very very similar to a piece, not a piece, that like I guess a little ad that I had before. Let me see if I can. This one. But I figured I'd draw myself more my age. um yeah, there you go. I wish I had more interesting wardrobe. Every time I'm online and I'm looking at these super adorable artists on Instagram and on Reddit and all the social medias, all the socials, they're so cute. They dress so nice. And I never had an eye for fashion. And I'm frumpy. But I love my frump. And I will draw my frump. And I will own my frump. There we go. So let's move this. Yes. Erase. It's gone. Okay. So I will set that up later on another episode, on another day. But now I'm going to show you what I'm working on, since I haven't gotten requests. But as I start getting requests, put in my sleeves. Oh, everything cracked. I don't know what I went through. As I mentioned a few streams back, this is a sketch that I had come up with, and I wanted to do this as a postcard, right? I wanted to do this very Florida, very Floridian style postcard, and I was, I guess, inspired, not necessarily inspired, but there's so many, like, this is not a new idea, right? If you've seen postcards from Florida or images from Florida, you've seen the whole manatees swimming with the mangroves in the back. It's overdone. It's not original, but god damn it, is it cute? And I really wanted to draw a manatee because, if you haven't heard, they're dying. Sad, sorry. Yeah, lots of manatees are dying here in Florida because, I'm not gonna get into the politics of it, but there is a lot of, I guess, the biggest issue affecting them is starvation, which is not cool. The reason for that being that there was a lot of pollution and runoffs into the uh, areas where their seagrass would normally grow, which has killed off a lot of the seagrass, and as a result, there is less food. Obviously, it's a larger issue than just seagrass and starving manatees. It's definitely sad. Um, I don't want to really get into it because it gets really complicated, and I feel like, let's just put it, not enough is being done. Either way, that really made me want to draw a manatee. So I drew this, and here was that was a rough sketch, and this was the more finished drawing that I came up with. I was sort of struggling and trying to come up for a color scheme, and then I did work on it for a while, and once I had it done, I'm like, man, I really don't like this style though. Like I don't want to do it like this. I don't want it to look like this. So it's funny. I have to reference my old drawings a lot. I find that I'm doing that now more than I used to, because I really want. I'm like, wait, no, I really like how this one came out. I want it to look like that. Um, so I started researching my own art, researching what I wanted it to look like, really looking at samples, really going over some other sources until I felt confident that the idea that I wanted to do was whatever it was. Now, that said, after enough looking and enough searching and enough just sampling of other people's, not sampling of other people's art, but looking at other people's art and learning more about art history. I decided to do this in the style of Marie Blair, who is or was an illustrator for Disney. Uh, you, I don't know if how well this is. I don't think this is taught very well in art history because usually art history covers, the other types of art, but not necessarily animation. But Marie Blair was an illustrator for Disney. She did incredible illustrations, and she's really the mastermind behind the styles used for um, Alice in Wonderland and for some of the backgrounds in Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. And she had such a beautiful art style that sort of became like the art style when you think of vintage illustrations, vintage Disney illustrations. Since then, I've done a lot of studies. So looking at her works and really thinking about what I want to do and trying to plan more of what I want to do. This was a study. There's these trees here in Miami that are very popular. Their leaves, someone told me they look like banana bunches or fingers. Um, so I did that in this style, and I also did uh, these tests. So this was drawing mangrove in that style, drawing some mangrove leaves, trying to see how I would get that water line. And I gotta say, as I was doing this, I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I really like how this is looking. I really like the work involved in doing that. So fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, and here's the piece as it looks now. It's very time consuming. Um, lots of individual detailed areas. I don't know if Marie Blair would have done it like this. I don't think so. I'd like to think no, because part of it, a part of me wants to know that like this is my own thing too. Like I want to do it at my own way. So as I was doing studies, I was referencing her art. As I'm doing this final piece, I'm referencing my studies. The idea is to do something that's mine, inspired by and informed by these pieces, not necessarily copying the style. So it looks really dark right now. I'm not sure if I want to take it out into Photoshop and sort of mess around with the colors just yet. I think what's throwing me off right now is the background. Because when I was first doing my studies, I didn't have a dark background. And here I do. That's right. Trying to see if I should remove the dark background yet or not. But this is, yeah, I think putting it at full opacity may work better for me. I'm not sold on it just yet. But this is stuff that I'll work on as I tailor the piece. So right now, and what I left off on last time was adding these individual details to the leaves. And I've considered adding different colored leaves because some of these mangroves will have every once in a while, or as you look at it, right, when they'll maybe scattered, they'll have like 3 or 4 bright orange leaves. Not entirely sure why they turn red. I mean, orange or yellowish. It kind of goes around. Ooh, my nose has got a little stuffy. I think what I'll do Okay, let me group these. This is my tree. And I think for a moment, I'm going to work on the sky. And I left this layer here on top because I really like the color palette that I used in there. And let me see if I can, there we go. Yep. No. Hello? There we go. I'm going to see if I can get closer to that color right now. Perfect. So the reason why I added that dark background is because I really wanted it to show through when I added the light color. And I wanted to be able to sort of blend in some tones between that very dark blue and some light whites for the clouds. I really like her style mainly because at the time I think it wasn't just beautiful, it was very very new, very against what was happening, very against the grain. There's something about standing out. And I know everybody, or I say everybody, but it's because I follow a lot of artists that do this, but a lot of artists reference her style. And yet still everybody sort of does it in their own way. You know, that's how style works. But I don't do art to get views. I do art because I like. Speaking of, has anyone seen the videos on AI art? Because I am out of a job. If this were to be my job, I am out of it. It really looks like artificial intelligence is catching up in the areas of art, and it looks like we now have, we now have. It's not we will have. We now have essentially autotune for artists. Not because it'll make people that want to, well, actually, that's exactly right. It'll make people that want to do art but are not able to do art do whatever they want. Make it look artsy. If you are interested in looking that up, go online and search on YouTube for Dali, like Salvador Dali, but it's DALL dash E, Dali 2. They named it after Salvador Dali, the AI. They named the AI after Salvador Dali and Wally. Very appropriately named because it's a very cute name. But essentially, you type in a description and you give it a description of the art that you want, and it just spits it out. I don't know if it'll be exactly what you have in mind, but it is definitely something very artistic. I don't think we'll be in the realm of having an AI express itself creatively anytime soon. I think we're leaps and bounds from that. But again, like what I said, this is going to make it so that people that aren't artistically savvy, that don't know how to use certain tools, are going to be able to go in and sort of give it a description and be like, great, look what I made. And it won't be. And I always remember the criticism that some people have for digital art, saying digital art is not real art. The computer does everything for you. Now they're correct. Oh, that's right. Every once in a while, I'm like, I wish I could do this in full screen. And then every time I've set it up to do full screen, I'm disappointed by the way the full screen works on the iPad for Procreate. But yeah, this is my life. So, if you're watching this live, and I say that because I know I get replays on YouTube. I've seen them. I've seen those numbers. But if you're watching this live and you have a request for anything that you want to draw, if you want to challenge me emotionally as a human being, post it on the chat. Post it in the chat or tweet at me at Gibby Gaps. I say that, but let me open up my Twitter because otherwise I won't see it. Should probably tweet too that I'm streaming. It's gonna be a nice little picture. Oh, digital art is trending, probably because they're talking about Dolly. Well, let's see. Why is digital art trending? I don't know how to Twitter. Where am I? Oh, search Twitter. There it is. Digital art. I guess it's trending because of NFTs. Hack on Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs lead to 3 million simian oblivion. What a headline. Thanks to Guardian for making me trip against my own tongue. No, I think digital art is always trending just because artists be trending and shit. Lots of really cool art getting posted. Very nice, very nice. Oh, that's cute. I think this is gonna be my new stream routine, and I'll just I'll get on Twitter. I won't show you what I'm doing, but I'll get on Twitter and I'll Twitter my stream away. That's a bad stream idea. Oh, this is so cute. I'm not gonna show you, but it's so cute. You'll just have to go by my description of it. It's pink, and it's very cute. Oh, this is nice. Fantasy landscapes. Who comes up with that, really? Every time I look at fantasy landscapes, I'm like, what? I don't think I can come up with anything even close to that stuff. That's beyond my scope. Ooh, Lesbian Visibility Day. Is that today? It was very, very nice. No, April 20. Was that yesterday? Maybe. Maybe off. All right, back to drawing. That was a quick tweet of a break. Oh man, so many leaves. Why did I draw mangroves? I didn't shade this one. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, oopsie. Didn't unlock the layer. There we go. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Anyways, if you've ever seen these trees in real life and you see that they have, here we call them sea grapes. I guess, I don't know if a sea grape and a mangrove is the same thing or not, but if you see trees like this here with mangrove-like roots and round disc-shaped leaves, let me see if I put the reference. I can say that if you see them, all right, I'll get to what I'm trying to say. If you see them, and they have these little grapevines coming down, and you see purple ones, I believe, don't quote me on this, they are safe to eat. I have eaten them myself. I haven't suffered major side effects. There it is. Bam. It's not these. It's not those. Where my sea grapes at? Hold up a sec. Sea grapes. Wait. No. Are sea grapes mangroves? They have very similar root systems. Oh, wait a second. I may have given you illegal advice. Sea grape takes its common name from blah blah blah. Sea grape is beautiful and tasty, but like our native mangrove, it is also protected. As part of a large no person, firm, corporation, or governmental agency shall damage, cause, or damage. Well, I'm going to blame this on the public school system of Florida in the early 2000s because our teacher told us to taste it. We did, this is a thing that we Floridians do. We do field trips to the mangroves. Here it is. Flowers are small and cream-colored, blooming long clusters. They usually bloom from spring to summer. Fruit sets occur in midsummer, and the immature fruits resemble green grapes on the vine. The clusters deepen to a red or purple color as they ripen in the fall. This is true. This is true. Very true. And I guess I could do different kinds of leaves, but at this point in time, I'm so far in. Why would I stop now? Look at all these leaves that I've drawn. Again, I've learned in the past couple of years that because I like a piece initially, it doesn't mean it should be my final piece. So I have actually, for the first time in my life, and for the first time in all the art that I've created, stopped myself after finishing a piece and done it again. I never did that before. I used to be a very much driven to finish something in a day. If I couldn't finish it in a day, then I wasn't going to do it. I left a lot of stuff unfinished when I couldn't finish it in one day. I don't know why. I guess that was just my style. And I would just not draw anymore. If I couldn't finish it, I'm like, bah, where's the point? And some, very unhealthy, very unhealthy because I would sit sometimes and draw for like 10 hours at a time and not eat and not do anything else. But now I've learned that what I've drawn doesn't have to be it, and I could draw more, and I could do it again, and maybe the first go doesn't have to be it, and I could continue to learn from a piece. So, as I showed at the beginning with this one, I've drawn it so many times now. I've done color compositions. I've done style tests, and I'm very happy with that. This is just not the way I used to work. I feel like I've matured as an artist and a person when I'm able to look back on my work and say, that could be better. And then I go and I try to do it better. It takes a lot of self-control in that sense, not to just be like, man, it's done. I gotta remember everything I do is gonna help me grow as an artist. So take advantage of that opportunity and learn. Maybe. One of these days I'm gonna finish all these tiny lines. I hope you're gonna remember to do your artist stretches, everybody. Pull your fingers back. Prayer hands. Up to down prayer hands. That's a good stretch. Pull back. Pull back. Rotate. Carpal tunnel. We'll come and get you. I should have been counting these. I wouldn't have been able to count. I talk too much. This one doesn't have shading either. What is that? Hello? No. I'm gonna do it in this layer. Ooh. Hello? Oh, wrong layer. Oopsie. That was way too bright. So this is very similar. Actually, let me see if I can go back to my studies and show how I did that. Time-lapse replay. Oh, okay, so that's right, because I've been duplicating this file for some time, so it has a lot of video history. So this was the original drawing. There's my references. Look at them right there. Same thing you're looking at. And there's one color composition. Right, I guess, yeah, that was the first one I did, which I really liked. And then I tried 4 more. Right there. And then I said, heck no. And I tried to color it. This was my first pass at coloring it. Look at that. I put so much. That was, that was during stream. I put so much work into this. And I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. It's like some areas I got too detailed, some areas I didn't. I'm like, this is all over the place. There's no concise idea here. So then I started trying to, I was like, maybe if I do it lined. I didn't like it either. So then I did some thin lines just to be able to help me with what I'm going to do now. Come on. Oh man, I gotta scrub so slowly here. And then I started doing, this was the first test, doing mangroves. I mean, not mangroves, sea grape leaves. And these were done individually. I was just trying to see how it looks. This was my tree attempt. This is essentially what I'm doing now, minus the branches. Oof, blanked out on a word there. See, individually drawn circles, individually shaded circles. The quality of this is not the best. I'm looking at the tree right now, and I'm thinking the difference in darkness between the background and the foreground layers. Just a difference in tones. I think I'm not too far off. But there is a tree, and then I started doing the Great Blue Heron, and then the ocean. Oh, and then I did this one. Oh, come on, come on. Yeah, lots of editing with the tones in the background. And then I did that pretty little background. Put it at night. And now we're here. And for this, let me see if I can hide these. For these, I basically did the same thing for the back, except I wanted to give it more of a structure, like these little clumps of leaves. And that's where we're at. And now I have to keep on drawing little lines on all these leaves. It's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason to these. I'm just adding a ton of lines. Some I put 3, some I put 2, some I put 4. I guess maybe none. No, I don't think I've done many with 4. Trying to keep it very loose, but also considering the direction of where I want the base of the leaf to be and how I want the leaf to look like, whether it's curving upward or downward, like that. So there's some thought. It's not just crazy. We're not going too wild, guys. Controlled wildness. Oh, that came out of nowhere. I'll keep it. I'll leave it like that. Am I close? I feel like I'm close. Hi. I am taking suggestions. So if you are if you are tired of seeing me draw these lines everywhere, feel free to make a request. Good. Very good. Drinking coffee. Drawing repetitive lines. This is probably the most time consuming part of this, but also the easiest, so I'm complaining probably more than it's due. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you just reminded me of something. So, or maybe I did say it. Well, I don't know. On my coffee account, I am going to be more regularly than I used to because I really wasn't using it that much. But I am going to be posting more detailed breakdowns of the pieces that I'm working on with screenshots of some of the layers. In the future, I think I may even include some of my studies, like the file. Like for example, in this case, this file with the layers. Most of them have been merged, but I guess this way you can get a sense of how I work. I'm doing this stuff for free. I'm not going to be charging. I know Coffee allows me to do that, but I'm not going into Coffee to use it like Patreon. I'm not going to be charging for subscriptions for content. The idea, I mean, this may change way later down the line, but the idea is to sort of just share my process and then sell products on the thing. So I'll be selling postcards or stickers, whatever. But this stuff, I'm not going to block it for subscriptions. I think the minimum requirement is that you become a follower. And I think that's just how the site is set up. But then you would just get emails whenever I add content, like, oh, here, this blog post was added, which I think is I prefer to checking social media because I can get so lost in social media. And I started following a lot of artists on Coffee, and I really like it that I get emails like every time they post something, and I get to look at their comics right on my email. I don't even have to go to their page, which I do sometimes, but not all the time. All right, we finished. Yes, I think. Is it done? All right, hold on, let me. I'm gonna. Are all these leaves lined? So many leaves. I think I'm gonna probably find a couple here and there. Everything looks lined. Okay. Moving on. Submit. I'm merging that layer. All right. I think I may make this background layer a little darker. Let's see. Oh. Oh. All right. I feel like I may have done a mistake. I'm not sure. I'll own up to it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I am currently in the States, physically. My heart is not in the States. I am a Sudamericana. I am from Chile. Been here sometime. Might as well. Might as well, right? Because I've been here. I've been here longer than I was there. So, yeah. I do love the United States. Love the physical aspects of Florida. As a state, I find it beautiful. I don't like Florida anymore. As well, yeah. Costa Rica. Oh, I've had so many. I've had a lot of friends that tell me that I should go, but I don't think I've ever actually made friends with a Costa Rican person. Even though, well, maybe I have. But not like, hey, I'm Costa Rican. Hell, hey, what's up? um, yeah, it's not. I mean, Miami is a giant melting pot, and I know some people take offense to being asked, "Where are you from?" Uh, whenever they meet someone. Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people get so upset when they say, "Oh, everywhere you go, they ask you where you're from," and I'm like, "Yeah, because no one is from here." It's not enough for us. It's not about being offensive or being um, insensitive. It's just I think here people are so used to meeting people from other countries, and everybody just wants to know someone else. Yeah, yeah, I've heard people get upset. Um, I get it. Like, let's say you go to another state that's not as diverse from here, and people automatically assume that you're from somewhere else just because you look foreign, like assuming like you weren't born here. Nobody care. Like here, nobody cares about that. Everybody knows no one was born here. So here, a lot of people are like, "Oh, where are you from?" Um, because they expect to hear, you know, not from here. That you're from South America or Europe or wherever. Not necessarily because I know some people get self-conscious. I understand it. I've been in that. Like when I came to the United States, I had really bad broken English. And I still get mixed up in my English and Spanish from time to time. Um, but some people just don't like being asked that. Oh, that's right. Okay. So to do the next layer of leaves, I've at least on Procreate found it easier to do it with the shape selection tool and setting it up as a color fill. I am gonna do less because as the tree goes higher, these leaves should only be towards the top, right? There's going to be a lot less of these lighter leaves, right, to give it that 3D effect. So I have to try to balance it. I don't know. I guess, and this is something that I noticed when I was doing the test and the study is that I don't really know how well this is going to layer, and then I may have to move stuff around. I may have to delete stuff. But I'd rather do more now and delete it later than not do enough and then be like, wow, this doesn't look right. So, yeah. You're English. You know what? It's not that bad. to learn English from YouTube. I think if I can get on my grandma soapbox here, it's not that bad to be or the situation that we're in where everything is so international, right? I know a lot of Chileans um, don't get to practice their English, even though it's taught in a lot of schools in Chile. Um, they don't get to really practice it because there's not much of a chance to do conversational English there unless you work in an industry uh, where you use English. And from my sister's experience, who basically grew up here her entire life from pre-K to high school, and then did university there. Uh, Even though it is used a lot in the schools in a professional setting, most people use it for reading and I guess documentation and like a lot of people have to learn English because they use it manuals and stuff if you're doing tools or appliances that are uh, done here in the United States or even elsewhere because English is such an international language at this point. Um, but a lot of people don't know how to speak it. So she would tell me that when a lot of people would take advantage of meeting her, which just happened. A lot of people would take advantage of meeting her and would use her to practice Spanish, which she didn't particularly enjoy because she's not really good with talking to people. All right, I'm gonna remove this. I feel like this one's a little too big. So if we're doing these smaller leaves, right? The brighter green leaves are usually the nearer leaves and they're also the ones in the top. So if they're up at the top and they're extending over these base leaves, they tend to be newer. And that's just how I'm rationalizing it. I may be completely wrong, but I would assume that the brighter leaves are not necessarily all small, but they will be smaller. So I'm going to try to keep them at a smaller size. You know what? I'm not very happy with these rough little. I'm gonna have to go back and cover all of these, right? So I don't know if you notice, this is not as smooth as it should be on a leaf. So, sorry. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, not liking the jaggedy edges from that. So let's go to this tool, and I guess I'll draw circles. Is that how I did it last time? I can't remember. Maybe this is what I did. Maybe I did just draw the circles and then drop a color fill on it. Oh, this one's too big too. Oh, hello. All right. Well, I think if you want to practice English, believe it or I don't know if Duolingo is an option for you. I don't know if they have blocks on the area. But I remember when I've tried, or at least when I used to practice English or to make sure that I'm saying something correctly, sometimes I would do a speech to text just to see if the system recognized what I was saying. Um, I know that you can now do that on like Google Translate and sort of record your voice um, and oh, there's one that didn't get a line. I knew I was gonna find at least one. Um, are we here? Okay. There's ways that you can practice with people. I know there's actually, I have found this on Reddit. Someone posted a link to a website where you can do conversation practices with people around the world to practice a language. I wish I remembered the name of the website. Um, I think I may have saved it at some point. But I have no idea where that is now. Yeah, I'm liking this color. I'm seeing it right now on this um, preview screen, and it's working. It's working for me. It's doing what I need it to do. All right, so let's keep on filling in. No, wrong brush. I need something. There we go. Let's keep on adding these little circles everywhere. And then I guess I'll fill them in when I'm done. I want to leave space for even maybe another fourth layer of brighter leaves. And these should be peeking out from. Want a mixture of mature bright leaves and tiny leaves. So I'm poking out. Yeah, reading out loud helps. For me, a lot of what helped was singing. And that just may be a nervous tick because I sing a lot. Just any tiny hum will remind me of a song that I know, and I'll just start singing it. I also sing a lot in my car. I'm the best singer in my car. And I really like to just karaoke by myself, which is okay. I don't need anybody else for karaoke. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. But yeah, singing helped a lot. I would read the lyrics. I was a sucker for CDs with the lyric sheets attached. If the lyric sheets were attached, that would sometimes be whether how I would decide whether or not I would buy an album from the thrift shop because that's where I bought a lot of my music. But yeah, singing was a fun way to learn English. That's a great song. It's not funny. That's perfect. I love that song. The problem with me is I can't remember song names or band names or names. Proper nouns are difficult for me in general. That's just a part of my brain that never developed. And I joke about this, but it's very serious. It's not a joke. I have called my daughter by my own name. I've called my sister by my own name. Um, I am ashamed. I'm embarrassed, but it's my cross to bear that I really suck at names. I do like rock. I do. I love rock music, particularly the alternative rock scene from the early 2000s and late 90s, and grunge and ska and yeah, it's probably my favorite genre. But I'm all over the place. I don't want to limit myself. I think even I know everybody says I like everything except country. That was me. I used to say that. I used to say that a lot. But even now, there's some country that I like. I'm like anything that's singable, I like. That's usually the that my meter. If I can sing it and I don't feel ashamed while singing it, I'll sing it. So some classic R&B songs. Um, usually if it's been popular on the radio, I like it. I have to remember from time to time to when I'm listening to music on Spotify or online to write down that name. Write down that name. That's a karaoke jam. I gotta keep my list of karaoke jams active. Create a playlist on Spotify. I am the person that practices karaoke songs. Oh, I've admitted this in public. That's embarrassing. Um, I will practice karaoke songs. I have. Oh my God, why am I saying this? I have verbal I have verbal diarrhea. I'm just giving too much information. I have recorded myself to hear myself back and be like, does that sound good? Do it again. That's embarrassing. I just want you to know we are now best friends. You and everybody else that I see you in the chat hiding. There's a few couple people in the chat. Just know that we are now bonded by my secret. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? um anyways, What are your favorite songs? Like give me good songs. I need to add more songs to my karaoke jam list. Let me see. I think I can put my karaoke jam list on the chat. Spotify. Oh wait, I'll just open up the app. I have to be very careful. I can't. I don't want to get dinged for playing copyrighted music. But oh, that's upsetting. I just opened up my karaoke jams playlist and I've literally added one song. I've had this playlist for years. I don't know why I've only added one song. Maybe I've probably forgotten. Maybe I have more than one karaoke jam playlist and I forgot. Um, and it's Broken by Seether and Amy Lee. Um, mm, uh, let's see. This is a public playlist. Let me see. Invite collaborators. How do I do that? Oh, I just put it. Okay, there we go. That should pop up in a sec. There we go. Feel free feel free to add songs for me to jam to. Um, recently I got obsessed with singing a lot more of Foo Fighters because of Taylor Hawkins' death. Um, that hit hard. Foo Fighters were my band um, growing up. A lot of their songs just were in the background in very pivotal moments of my life, whether I wanted them to be or not. And it kind of sucks because there's some songs that I really like that when I hear them, it brings up a lot of bad memories just because of the situation. Um, I'm trying to combat that by just singing them more and having other experiences while I sing them. But yeah, it really sucked to hear what happened with Taylor Hawkins. I was very happy to know that my sister got to watch them. She was at Lollapalooza, Chile, and saw them live. I think this was the week before his death. I think maybe 5 days prior. Um, she got some nice close uh tickets, so she was able to watch him really close up. She got to karaoke jam. Although she told me herself that while she sang to a couple of songs for her, I guess in concerts she has a better experience listening to the group singing and she, closing her eyes and just feeling the vibes. Um, that's my sis, and which I totally can appreciate that. Like hearing a bunch of people singing in a stadium like that and jamming to a song that everybody knows has got to feel unreal. And I say that because I was never much of a concert goer. I'm very frugal. No, that's not true. I'm very cheap when it comes to treating myself. I will spontaneously buy very expensive items, but I won't like knowingly treat myself to stuff. So like I've never every time I'm really close to buying tickets, I'm like, no, I can't justify spending that much money. And then I'll go out to eat 5 times in the week and maybe spend the same amount. It's really stupid. My brain doesn't work very well. But yeah, I do sing in Spanish. There's a few songs that are like Chilean rock. I mean, Chilean Argentinian rock is very good. I'm more in the older band. I'm more into the older bands and older groups, mainly because that's what I grew up listening as a kid. And that's what my parents would listen to. But um, Los Tres is one of my favorite bands. Los Tres y Los Prisioneros. They're so good. I've heard a couple of their songs. I can't tell you which ones because, again, this doesn't have space for that. It has space for all the lyrics. It won't have space for the names of the songs. Um, but yeah, Los Bunkers, Los Enanitos Verdes. There's other bands that Tren Al Sur. That song hits It's hard because I'll never forget my dad took us on a train trip al sur, um, and played that song for us. uh, it's such a good song, and it just reminds me of visiting my family in the South. That song is like both a rock jam and just like a folklore song. It's just so good. Um, oh, there's this. I don't know many people have seen this. There is a TV drama. There was a TV drama made in Chile about Los Tres and I guess their rise to popularity. And it's more about how things were taking place at that time because they were a band that were basically formed by the political unrest in Chile at the time and the um oh boy, I'm blanking out on a word on both English and Spanish. I'm really trying to bring it up here, but la dictadura, the dictatorship. There we go. Got it. The with the military dictatorship with Pinochet and uh my parents lived through that in both sides of the dictatorship. So it you know, l- it's such a good series, but unfortunately, unless you are well versed or are able to slow it down, uh you're gonna have a hard time understanding the Chilean Spanish because Uh, Chilean Spanish is quite a beast. Um, it's not the first Spanish. Maybe it is the first Spanish you should learn. It'll be difficult, but if you learn it, all other Spanish will come like that. History of rock. Oh, yes. I saw that documentary too. So good. Oh my gosh. I that after that documentary, I started like adding a bunch of these bands on my Spotify because it was there were so many bands whose songs that I knew and I just didn't know the band. And I'm like, oh, now I have to be obsessed with that band for a while. Um, it was so well done. That's such a good documentary. Yeah, Chilean Spanish is very fun. It's funny. There's not that many Chileans here in Miami. Um, every once in a while, though, if I am out and I hear Chilean Spanish, I turn around. I'm like, there's a Chilean in the room, and I tell everybody near me, there's a Chilean, and I try to pick them out by sound. Um, it's a skill. It's a skill. Sometimes I speak like that. It's weird. I guess here you hear so many different types of Spanish. Uh and I don't know if it's just a me thing. I do know that some people have similar, I guess, issues. But every time I talk to someone in Spanish, I sort of emulate their Spanish accent. So when I speak with Cubans, um I speak like a Cuban. When I speak with Puerto Ricans, I sound more Puerto Rican. And when I speak with Peruvians or Colombians, just kind of comes like it's very difficult. In English, it sort of happens very similar to, and I have spoken to a British person in a British accent. Uh, it was a very embarrassing situation. I was at work and I forgot what they told me. And I responded in a British accent, and they're like, "Are you mocking me?" And I'm like, "No." And I just had to leave. Um, I really wasn't mocking them. I just couldn't stop it. Um, it's so difficult. And then, on another occasion, I was telling a story, a funny story, um, that I can't tell because is very work related, and it involved me doing a very thick Cuban accent. and it wouldn't come out. And I'm like, I can't do the Cuban accent. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. I need to hear it. I had to hear it before I could do it. It's very interesting how that works. Not sure what part of the brain processes that. We'll have to look that up. Oh gosh, I think I've only met one Spaniard here, and every time I could hear her listen, I'm like, say that again. It's just such a oh, it sounds so nice. Speaking of nice, everybody look at my tree. Somebody look at this tree. Individual leaves. All right. Now I have to shade the individual leaves. Oh boy. I got 3 layers here. Gonna no, no, no. Awful lot. I'm always selecting the wrong option here. I'm gonna. I don't want to shade it directly with the color in the background because I don't want it to sort of blend in that much. I'm gonna see. No, no, that's wrong. Very wrong. Wrong brush, wrong layer. Everything's wrong. Okay, here we go. No, clipping mask. There we go. Let's just do a couple. I want to see if this may be too dark. I'm looking at my screens because one of them is really crappy, the other one's really good, but they're giving me two different color palettes, and it's good to sort of figure out the contrast in the color. I think that may be good. May make this a little bit more on the blue side. Let's add a little more blue here. Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff. Let's add a little more blue and let's make it just a little lighter. Yeah. Let's do that again. Maybe put too much blue. Actually, no. I'll do that, and then I will lower the opacity a bit. Whoa, not cool. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that. All right, so the difficulties that I had when I originally shaded these is because a lot of these leaves are now getting really close together. And if you can see this brush, the texture changes in size when I make it bigger. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep it sort of here. But obviously that makes a brush that is this size. So when I'm shading this leaf, I'm going to shade the one on top. So what I was doing before is just taking selections of the leaves I wanted to cut. Oh, let's do that again. Actually, these here at the top, I may not need to do a selection because they're far enough that I should be able to do that. Nice, nice, nice. These here too. Anything that's on the top should be easy to shade. But then once I get to those that are in between, I'm gonna have to start doing some selections so that I'm not shading the edges. That's a big one. Maybe too big. Just right. I want a couple big ones. No, not that one. I guess this is appropriate for Earth Day too, Earth Month. I really want to finish this so I can, I think it's funny. I never wanted to do postcards to sell them. I wanted them just to send them. Like, um, boyfriend collects postcards and we go to a lot of vintage and secondhand shops to look for antique postcards. And I'm going to do a quick, no, there is our stack of, sorry, not our, his stack of postcard collections. He has so many postcards. Like he's bought lots of them, like literal lots of, 1,000 postcards, 500 postcards from eBay. I particularly like some of the lined postcards, like line work illustration. But definitely like some very nice, colorful illustrated postcards. And there was something that we realized. There's a lot of vintage postcards, not many current postcards. If you want to buy postcards for a location, you probably got to buy them online. If you go to a visitor center or a gift shop, you're going to find really bad, cheesy postcards that are not very cute and not very pretty and not very well done. Every so often we've found some really nice ones, and usually we snap those up. But finding good postcards, current postcards, has been difficult. So that's where I'm like, man, I'll just draw our own postcards, just so I can send them. And we use a service called I keep saying we. He uses a service called Post Crossings. I send postcards to my family and friends, mostly family. My friends don't get postcards from me. I'm going to be honest. There's this website called Post Crossings, which if you want to get into sending letters and making pen pals and doing things the old-fashioned way and maybe trading postcards, I definitely recommend it. It's very fun. You basically get matched up with random person around the world, and they send you a postcard and you send them a postcard. Simple as that. You can put your preferences and info about yourself so people can send you postcards that are more related to maybe what you're interested in and what you want to get. But it's really cool. We've gotten postcards from all over the world. Oh man, the Japanese know what they're doing with postcards. Let me tell you, there's some pretty postcards there. But for the most part, it's been nice just getting letters from around the world. Oh, yeah, I splurged on my internet. We splurged on our connection. We couldn't before, but now we can. And may eat pizza every other day or takeout, but we got good internet. I kind of need it because I work from home a lot, and I do streaming for my job and broadcasting. So not all the time, time to time, every once in a while. I wish my employer could cover that, but they don't have to, I guess. So they're not going to do it. All right. Now is the part where I have to make sure I'm not missing anything. Do you know what time it is, young lady? 5 minutes. 5 minuti. Okay. All right. Nope. Oh, there's a lot of these missing. Oh boy. What an interesting stream of only drawn leaves. Oh, and I drew myself, I guess. No, I can't get that one. But I can go all the way down here and get these. And I'll get that one. I'm going to try to grab as many of these as possible, but if I grab too many, and this is what I noticed last time, I forget where I grab, like what areas I masked off. And I'm like, I could have sworn I did this one already. I'm confused. It's too many leaves. Muchas hojas. Thank you. Oof, boy. That's a loaded question because my God. I want to say I suffer from ADHD, but the truth is I enjoy the benefits of ADHD, which means I get bored very easily and I pick up new hobbies very quickly and aggressively. So I've done, I have many hobbies that I will cycle through in a year, and every once in a while I'll pick them right back up and I'll put them back down when I get bored of them. Drawing has been the one thing that I've kept on going, and I did go to school for it, so part of my higher education is an art. So I guess I try to give it the respect it deserves by continuing to do it. But I do dabble in crochet and uh, knitting sometimes. I have just a pair of knitting needles, so I really don't do it as often. I do sculpting from time to time, and I've been dying to get into miniature work and doing like little miniatures and painting custom miniatures. But that's an expensive hobby. Um, although there's ways that you could do it at home for like free and with junk, which is what my goal would be. Um, and then every time I think about it, I'm like, where the heck am I going to put it? Like, I already have this giant mess behind me, but oh, cooking. Every once in a while, I'll pick up cooking. Um, and I really want to try a dish that seems either delicious or complicated, and I make a mess, and then I never cook again. And then we have to starve and hunt for food in our house. I would really starve sometimes if it wasn't for my boyfriend bringing me a smoothie every once in a while or a sandwich. So thank you for keeping me alive. I know you're not watching because you're working, but hats off. Um, but I also do nail art because I really like painting tiny things. My nails are pretty crappy right now, and I know that who's watching? How many? Dang, Twitter. I mean Twitter. Oh my God. Twitch. Sorry, didn't mean to insult you, everybody. Dang, Twitch. Um, yeah, no one's watching on YouTube. It's YouTube. I usually get the people watching after. This is why I don't want to switch to YouTube. Maybe I should just stream on Twitch for a while. Just Twitch. Um, and then when I get so popular that Twitch says we own your content, I'll be like, peace, Twitch. Um, and then I'll go to YouTube. That'll never happen. But who was I answering? Nail art. Yeah, nail art. Oh man. Actually, I'll put I'll take a break from the never ending leaves here and I'll no. Oh, there we go. Oh. Huh? What am I doing? Look at that tree. That's a good looking tree right there. That's a tree looking tree right there. Uh Let me see if I can put up some of my nail art. I got really into like doing just drawings on my nails. Not necessarily like fancy designs, even though I did do it from time to time. And up until recently, I had some really nice magnetic nail polish, which, my gosh, like this is distracting, right? Like I'm looking at my nails while I'm driving. Not safe. Uh, there we go. And let's add a little bit of zoom here. There. Nails like me. There we go. let me see if I my favorites. Oh, these were Earth Day nails, I think. Um, and I painted the planet Earth, and I drew the International Space Station. Oh, I thought I could get a close up. Oh, I just like my own photo. That's the International Space Station right there. Let me see. Can I make it bigger? Oh, oh, there it goes. There. Tiny ISS. Let's see. Oh my God, I love these. These are my Sailor Moon inspired nails. I did the brooch, and everything else looked like cotton candy. And what was I? Oh yeah, I painted Aladdin's lamp, and I did the carpet. Yeah, it's very tiny, and I don't. I mean, I can get pretty long nails, but they're not very wide. I have friends that have really wide nails, and I love painting their nails when they give me the opportunity because I get some lots of nail estate. Um, these these are for a friend's daughter, and my goodness, she had tiny nails. Ah, there we go. This was a long time ago, but I really like them. Uh, Super Mario nails, and I'll never forget because the week that I did those in a similar pair, I ended up in the hospital. And it was very funny because they were putting the IV. They're like, "Ooh, your nails," and I'm there like, "Thanks." I was very dehydrated, um, over stress. But they're like, "Who did that?" I'm like, "It was me." And yeah, my spirits came back up. And this was when I first started. I did an octopus. These are old though. I haven't really gotten into nail art in a while. For a while, I didn't have the space. Then I wanted to switch to gels, and I got gels. And then my lamp broke. Um, Oktoberfest nails. And yeah, I do enjoy it. From time to time, I'll do it. I actually did my daughter's nails not that long ago, and I got to paint some really cool stuff, like individual different nails. These were done like inspired by Steven Universe, and these were inspired by Sailor Moon's bed sheets. Because thank you. Um, these were fun. Um, and I recently made a substantial online purchase on nail supplies. Because I may get back to it, and I'll probably stream nail art. Not too regularly because I when I do them in gel. It takes me hours. I am doing those for hours because they're tiny designs, and I'm usually if I'm gonna do my nails, I'm looking at 5 hours of work. It's insane, and it's because I try to do nail art on both of my hands. Probably not the best idea. I should maybe just do one hand. Because doing nail art on my left hand, I mean on my right hand with my left is very complicated. But yeah, maybe I'll do some nail art on stream. Um, I really like doing nail art. Um, but yeah, that's probably my second most time intensive hobby. Doing art is it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Um, but I when I moved to this place a couple of months ago, a couple of months ago in November of last year, the main idea that I had for this space was like, I'm gonna have a work desk and I'm gonna have a craft desk for my crafts, which has it hasn't happened. So I haven't had time to it. Right now, it's just kind of collecting items. But at some point, I'm gonna do some nifty crafts there. I got to play around with that desk and do some Christmas ornaments this past Christmas, which got my crafting muscles exercised. But yeah, I really wanna get to crafting. I have so much space now to have my supplies, have my tools, have all my craft stuff out, and I haven't really devoted time to setting it up and really taking time to do it. But I think as I get closer to the stretch of time where I'm gonna be able to set this stuff up, I'm definitely gonna look into doing stickers. I want to do stickers so bad. I want to put stickers everywhere. And then, whatever else also, but I really want to make my own stickers to put on my car and my things. So I'll probably do that along with postcards first. Um, well, you came in late, but I had talked about this earlier. You will soon be able to do whatever you want in art, and if you have time, and you know what, considering I'm supposed to end at 10, and I have to honor the time because I have to do house stuff too, right? But before I go, I'm gonna do a time lapse replay. Oh boy, this is gonna go all the way back, huh? No, let's skip ahead. We already watched this. Old version, not my favorite version. New version, studies. Oh wow, this has the studies too. All right, let's get to. Bam. This is gonna be a big video file when I upload it. Yeah, that's something that I try to tell people every. I've had so many people tell me you're so talented and you were born with it. I'm like, no, it's practice. I've not stopped drawing since I was a kid. I've drawn. That's just what I do. Um, if you give it time, it's like any other skill. It's a skill that you can practice, but not anymore because science has done something too crazy. No, there is now an AI platform that will automatically generate art for you if you give it a prompt. So let's try Dolly. Let's see if I can. I don't know if is it open for use. All right, so we're gonna do some um, comments on this video. We're gonna watch this video and we're gonna comment on it. That's what I'm deciding. I'm making an executive decision as I speed through this playback. Cool. That's where we're at. That's what we're going to finish. So the platform, manatee, the platform that I'm discussing and that I'm talking about is called DALI 2, as in Wally and Salvador Dali put together. This is an AI program that's been in the works for some time. And last year, it didn't look all that great. And this year, it looks pretty damn great. So let me see if I can add another capture window here. That's the wrong one. There it is. Let me make it an incognito window. Nope, that's not what I want. Not incognito. There. Transform, edit transform. Let's crop from the bottom so I'm not getting all that extra stuff we don't need. And from the top. And from the right. And the left. Sure, there's faster ways of doing this, but this is how we're going to do it. All right, so.
Base? Or robot painted like a Picasso? Didn't think so. DALL-E 2 is a new AI system from OpenAI that can take simple text descriptions like a koala dunking a basketball and turn them into photorealistic images that have never existed before. DALL-E 2 can also realistically edit and retouch photos. Based on a simple natural language description, it can fill in or replace part of an image with AI-generated imagery that blends seamlessly with the original.
That's
it's called
ridiculous.
inpainting. In January 2021, OpenAI introduced DALL-E,
Isn't that crazy?
a system that could generate images from text, like this avocado armchair.
Insane. Look at that.
DALL-E 2 takes the technology even further with higher resolution, greater comprehension, and new capabilities, like inpainting. It can even start with an image.
The craziest part is if you give it an art style, it'll do that art style. Like
Objects like koala bears and motorcycles, but learns from relationships between objects. And when you ask DALL-E for an image of a koala bear riding a motorcycle, it knows how to create that or anything else with a relationship to another object or
That's
action.
crazy. It's so
The
insane.
DALL-E research has 3 main outcomes. First, it can help people express themselves visually in ways they may not have been able to before.
Right. So there is a use as an artist. There is a use that I see for this, right? If I want a reference image of something and I can't find it, DALL-E to the rescue. And that's about it. That's all I got. I guess no. I was discussing this with a lot of my friends on the Sketchzone Discord. Sketchzone is a Discord that's for semi-professional to professional artists. It is a closed Discord server. So I'm not going to link it, but if you want to look it up, it's there. Yes, it's definitely a meme generator. But so, there's something about memes, and that is the novelty of an image in a meme that's so unreal and so surreal. That's like, wow, that gives it meme potential. And when you're able to just like generate that, it's like I don't know. I'm the old fart going like the radio is going to kill the newspaper and the TV is going to kill the radio. That's what I feel like I'm sounding like when I complain about this. And that's probably the case. But I see this as the auto-tune of art because, and I'm going to skip right onto it. Let me see. Maybe they'll get to it. Will they do it here? No. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. DALL-E 1 was given the prompt, a painting of a fox sitting in a field at sunrise in the style of Claude Monet. And this is what I came up with. DALL-E 2 was given that same prompt, and this is what I came up with. The system is imperfect. James Gurney, who's a very famous illustrator that also worked for Disney and continues to do amazing educational videos and training videos on YouTube and has a really long, ongoing, successful blog. He did a blog write up on this. And there's definitely areas where the system is imperfect. There's photos that were generated where someone's holding something, but the hand goes through the item. And then this other hand doesn't look like anything really. Like when you really start looking at it, it gives you the impression of a hand if you look at it at a glance. But when you look at it, you're like, there's no fingers. It's just like, what happened there, right? It's not perfect. But it's close enough. And at that point, what you need a couple of tweaking and you're good. Look at this. The original image, and if you give it variations from DALL-E, it makes you wonder at what point is this plagiarism, right? But at the same time, again, this is the auto-tune of drawing. You don't have to be an artist anymore. You can just put your prompt, and the thing will come up with it, right? You could say, this is what I made. And technically, yes, you made it. You gave it the prompt. It didn't exist before you came up with it, but it's not art. And when you're auto-tuning your voice, it's not really your voice, is it? So yeah, I bet. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming out from people doing or claiming that they did something that looks very similar to something that already exists. It's very likely. But at the same time, like I guess it is a tool, right? Like I'll be able to do things and I would theoretically, and I get going back to what I was originally saying, my friends on the Discord channel are saying this is a way for, or this is going to be a tool that artists can use to generate variations of their pieces if you feed it your work as source material. And you say, well, now I want this to look in a different way. Or let's say I draw a character multiple times and we're like, well, now I want to see it in a different style. I would be able to do that. And that's going to be a way to sort of like push my creativity. 100% agree. That's definitely a use for it. It's not going to be the only use for it though. This is going to be used for so much more. It's such a, it's so cool. And so when I saw it, I was like, no, I'm irrelevant. um, I definitely see the place for, I think traditional art is going to be a hot commodity. But look at all these things that it created. Look at it. Let me see if there. No. Well, I guess you can join the wait list. Where's the, is it here? No. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's right. This is, okay. Let me really quickly pull up the YouTube video. It's 2-minute papers. But 2-minute papers is the name of the channel that uploaded a write-up on this.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. Today, I am so excited to show you this. Look, we are going to have an AI look at 650 million images on the internet and then ask it to generate the craziest synthetic images I have ever seen.
Okay, I'm not going to play the whole video because it's already 10:24. I really need to end this, but I highly recommend watching this video. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to watch this later. Highly, highly recommend it because he does such a good breakdown of how the system works and what the limitations are. But look at this. I'll play this part.
Amazing. 4. And if you think that is too specific, you have seen nothing yet. Check this out. An expressive oil painting of a basketball player dunking depicted as an explosion of a nebula. I love it. It also has a nice Space Jam quality to it.
It's so
well
good.
done, little AI. So good.
Well done, little AI.
5. You know what? I want even more specific and even more ridiculous images. A
Mean
propaganda
potential.
poster depicting a cat dressed as French Emperor Napoleon holding a piece of cheese. Now that is way too specific.
Is it?
Nobody can pull that off. There is no way that... Wow! I think we have a winner here.
This is ridiculous.
In the next election...
This is so ridiculous. I mean, the image is insane. Look at this. This is so good. Yeah. Art is gonna be very different, I think, after this. There's gonna be some weird stuff happening. Yeah, this is a big deal. Okay. I don't know what he has for shoulder pads. They kind of look like boulders. This is very interesting how the AI sort of put these things together. But I'm excited, terrified. I don't know if there's a word to merge those two together. Yeah, this is gonna be quite an interesting um, change for art and for artists, and uh, it's I can't wait to see what happens after this. It's so interesting. The I mean, they were able to improve in leaps and bounds. Like this was a year of development. Yeah, there's like some anxiety there. But yeah, this was a year of development and improved that much in a year. So 2023 is gonna be cray. I guess we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so thank you everybody uh that came by and watched and stared and listened to me rant on. Um, Again, I'm not gonna. I probably won't be doing music anymore. Um, as much as like having something playing in the background, um, it was a lot more fun being able to sort of interact with the chat today because I wasn't able to do that properly before because I couldn't see the messages with the notifications from Pretzels. So, um, I'm gonna leave this up. Thanks for watching. See you next Tuesday.